Hi everyone, I hope your day's been going terrific. It's great to see you back for those of you who have been here for a while. And for anyone who is new, welcome, it's great to have you. Today's video is dedicated to being proactive when it comes to your health. I, as you know, will be turning 56 in September, and of course I talk a lot about health and wellness and fitness. However, I have come to realize recently that I really am not the best about being proactive about my health, meaning I understand what I need to do, relatively so from an exercise and nutrition perspective, but I've also been doing what I've been doing for years, and I really haven't learned much about how that has had to evolve as I am nearing the age of 60. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm even saying that, in about 4 years. So today I wanted to share some things I've recently learned about my own health and some of the resources that I have been using that have been really, really instrumental to me in being proactive about my well-being. And the goal of that is to help all of you out to see what I'm doing and perhaps shed some light into your own life so you also can be proactive about your health. So many of you may have seen that a few months back I posted a what I eat in a day video. It had really great response, really great questions. I was so happy that I shared it. But part of that video, I spoke about the fact that I was using Levels, which is a health improvement app. And I started using Levels a few months ago to learn more about my metabolic health. And I'm really, really glad that I did. I've been using it ever since then, and I continue to learn really good things about myself. So for all of you who have heard about metabolic health and don't know what it is, let me just take a minute to explain a little bit more about that. So metabolic health is how well your body uses food for energy, among many other things. But I recently learned that only about 12% of Americans are considered metabolically healthy. And that's a really low percentage when you think of the fact that metabolic health is a huge predictor of how we feel and how our quality of life is. It is also intrinsically linked to certain diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. So for those of you who don't know much about metabolic health, now's a great time to learn more about it, like I did a few months ago, and Levels has been really instrumental at helping me keep track of the food I'm putting in my body and how it affects so many different things in my life. Just for example, my energy levels, how well I'm sleeping, how I feel, even some of my mental clarity. So as you can see, I have the Levels app on my phone, and unlike calorie trackers, Levels uses food logs and habit tracking through AI to give you meaningful insights and suggestions for behavioral change. So not only is it tracking all these things for you, but it's also helping you to understand what you need to do in a meaningful and easy way to make the changes. So it's simple and easy to use. My favorite part when I first started using Levels was when I realized that I could actually take a photo of my food and it would convert to macros for me. So I think that's super amazing. All you do is you just simply hold the phone there. You can do it at home, you can do it at the restaurant, and it will tell you all of the macros. I am not the best at understanding that, so this was in the beginning my favorite part of Levels. But I also really liked the fact that I had real-time feedback, and again, I had actionable things that I can do to make small behavioral changes. So Levels also has a CGM available that you can help to understand your glucose levels. This is what it looks like. People who are diabetic would understand what a CGM or continuous glucose monitor is, but you don't have to be diabetic to use this within Levels. I am not diabetic, but I did want to understand my energy levels and how my glucose intake was affecting that. So this was really an eye-opener for me. The biggest thing that I learned is I tend to have a snack kind of later in the day if I get to the gym a little bit later. So when I was wearing this, what I learned is that that wasn't really the best thing to do because my glucose would spike and then I would crash. So I was able to adjust my macros, again, within Levels itself, just monitoring those, helping me to understand my glucose, and I have more consistent energy throughout the day. So that was also really great. The other thing I recently did with Levels is I took advantage of a new offering they have, which are the lab panels. So the traditional lab panel is a 28 marker metabolic panel. They have that available. I chose to go with the 100 plus panel, which really gave me a full comprehensive picture into a lot of things which I really had not measured before, and I thought I was doing better on. So hence my health surprises. So first of all, I did not realize that my cholesterol was a little high. I was really, really upset about that. I do think I know why though. So I've been traveling a lot, and I went to go see my daughters. They're studying in Europe. I have not been eating like my normal self, and I realized that probably affected my cholesterol. So I have to get back on my routine, and I've been really staying on top of taking the photos of my meals and tracking my macros, and then I hope it will get adjusted back to normal later. But what it taught me is that when I travel, I have to be a little bit more aware of what I'm eating. I'm getting older, and I can't just take it for granted that my cholesterol is like it used to be in my 20s. The other thing I learned through the lab panel was that my iron is low, and this was an issue I had when I was in my 20s, and it kind of makes sense to me now because I have been getting a little more tired than usual. So I started to address some of the things I could do there to increase my iron and get those levels back to normal as well. So right now, Levels is offering an additional 2 free months when you sign up for their annual subscription using my link, which I'll put in the description. I don't know how long the offer is gonna last, so if you're looking to learn more about your metabolic health, I suggest you check it out now. So as you can see, I've been taking some proactive steps to really learn about my metabolic health using Levels, and I also have learned some surprising things about myself in the interim. However, I've also been going down some other avenues and trying to be more proactive in those as well. So for example, I noticed lately I've been getting a lot of watery eyes and itchy nose, and that's something new to me. So I had a feeling it may be something to do with allergies. I recently moved to Florida a couple of years ago, and I know new environments can always spur those, but I just been complaining about it and not really doing anything proactive about it. So I just decided it was time, and I was going to go get some allergy testing. And I did learn that I have a slight, believe it or not, a dog allergy, which is not good since I have 3 dogs, but it's nothing overt, and it's something I can handle. And what I also learned is that it's important that I obviously use an air filtration system, that I have HVAC filters on my air conditioning. I purchased an air purifier, and obviously keeping my house as clean as possible. I've been doing this now for about a month, and I do have to say that it has really helped me with the symptoms. They do seem to be lessening. I'm not big into taking medication, so I'm trying to stay away from the allergy pills. But just understanding this and being proactive about those allergies really put me at ease, because I kept thinking I was fighting a chronic cold, which wasn't the case. It was just simply a little bit of allergy to my pet dander. The other thing that I've recently been doing, and I highly encourage everyone to do, is to take food intolerance tests if you suffer from any sort of gastro issues. So my younger daughter is experiencing those now, and we've been going to get some testing for her, and I have decided that I wanted to do that as well for myself. It doesn't happen a lot, but from time to time throughout my life, I have had issues with my stomach, and of course they come at the worst time. So I haven't received the results back yet from those, but I will keep you posted on them. And obviously having that information will help me eliminate those foods from my diet. Maybe things I don't want to eliminate, but I would rather do that than be uncomfortable. So I hope that you've really found the video helpful. I thought it was just a great video to share. Simple things that we can do, pretty cost effective, pretty easy, doesn't take up a lot of time, but all these things can really have a major impact in how you feel. And let's not forget, understanding them as we get older really affects the quality of your life. So I encourage you to try some of these things for yourself. And please, if you have any other suggestions, I would love to hear from you. Drop them in the comments. It's always great to hear feedback or just share in general. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Okay, see, isn't it so much easier?